To start your animal paper weaving projects, the supplies you will need are scissors, a ruler, pencil, 3 different half sheets of paper, and 1 large sheet of paper. Make sure they're all different colors. Step 1. On your paper, we're going to put 1/2 inch marks because we are going to cut the paper into 1/2 inch strips. So place your ruler along the bottom edge of the paper, mark at 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, 2, etc., all the way till you get to the edge of your paper. When you're done marking it at the bottom, you're going to slide the ruler up to the top and do the same. Your measurements will be more precise if you slide the ruler instead of flipping it and using it upside down. After putting your lines at the top and the bottom of the page, you're going to take your ruler, line it up to the notch on the top, line it up to the notch on the bottom, and then you are going to draw a line that you are then going to cut out your first strip. Before you cut out your first strip, do this all the way across your paper onto the next top line, bottom line, draw a line, move over. After you're done drawing all your 1/2 inch lines, they should look similar to this. Draw a lot lighter than I did. I drew darker in the video so you can see it, but make sure you're drawing lightly so those pencil lines won't be seen when we begin our paper weaving. Alright, so what I want you to do next is take your other 2 papers, stack them together, hold it tightly, and cut on the line. Make sure they're lined up as perfect as you can. Cut all the way up. You'll have 3 strips, different colors. Cut all the way up, 3 strips, different colors, etc. If this is too difficult for you, please stop and cut each one individually. Once you have all your paper strips cut out, they should look something like this. Now we need to prepare the paper to create the background for our weaving. This is why you're going to use 1 large sheet. First step is you are going to fold it in half. After you fold your paper in half, you are going to draw line designs from the folded side up to the top. We are going to cut the line designs when we're done. So I already did mine on the back to show you for an example. So I just did mine funky, some zigzag, some wavy. Remember when we talked about line, we discussed how they're not just straight. So I would prefer if you did not draw straight lines on this project as well. So once again, we are going to cut on the fold. Where I have the line ending at the top is where we're going to stop. We are not going to cut all the way to the edge of the paper. So I already started cutting here, and you see how I'm cutting it on the fold of the paper, but I'm not cutting it off the top. So it's going to be connected when we open the paper. So once again, on your pencil line, you are going to cut very carefully using your scissors. Alright, so you can see I taped down the top of my large sheet of construction paper, so we'll stick to the table and it'll help us be a little bit easier to weave. So I wove the first row already just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. We're going to start over first row, then under second row, over third, under fourth, etc. until we get down to the bottom. So on the top row, my first weaving is over, so I'm going to take the next color in my pattern and I'm going to go under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and over. I'm going to push them up. Push it up carefully so you don't rip the paper. It will get snagged on the little cuts that you made, and you'll notice that they are now opposites. And you can also start to see the different designs in the lines you cut out. When you're done weaving, I want you to make sure you push up each row so that they're nice and tight. I already did this part. Also, notice, for example, I have a lot of pencil marks showing on this side of my paper. So this will be the side I will be gluing down, whereas on the front side, it's a lot cleaner and you do not see any pencil lines. The next step of our project is adhering a piece of paper to our weaving. This way all of the little colorful pieces will stay connected together after we cut it out. Okay, so I already pre-coated my white sheet of paper with a glue stick. So I'm going to take it and flip it over onto my weaving and press down. As you can see, the weaving is showing through. Make sure you press down very firmly and you get all of those little pieces of paper connected to the glue. After you glue the back of the paper on, check the front and press it down on the front as well, making sure all of the little paper strips are adhered together. The next thing you're going to want to do is get your animal to trace on the back on the white side of your paper. I'm going to use a cat to create my project. So the next step, I'm going to trace the... Hey! I don't want a real cat! I mean a picture of a cat! So for example, I already traced the outline of my cat. You can draw your own picture if you'd like to, or you can trace one that we have from the file. Carefully cut around your paper line, separating the outline of the cat from the rest of your paper weaving. The final step of your project, after you cut out your animal, is to apply more glue stick to the back, flip it over, and then place it onto your black background. So the colorful image of your paper weaving is going to be your positive space, and the background, which is black, is going to serve as your negative space. And there you have it, our animal paper weaving project.